The hospital room smelled of antiseptic and fear, and I was screaming through the worst pain of my life when the doctor said, "One more push, Sarah." Somewhere between the chaos of childbirth and the first cry of my daughter, Lily, my mother-in-law, Deborah, decided my home needed her help. By the time I returned, cradling my newborn, my sanctuary was a battlefield, and Deborah was holding the bill. It was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, after 9 months of swollen ankles, midnight cravings, and a nursery painted in soft pastels. I was finally meeting Lily, her tiny fingers curled around mine as I lay in the hospital bed, exhausted but euphoric. My husband, Tom, was by my side, his eyes red from tears of joy. We were a family now, fragile and new, ready to step into our carefully planned future. But Deborah had other plans. She'd always been a force opinionated, overbearing, with a knack for inserting herself where she wasn't wanted. Tom called it caring too much. I called it control. When I went into labor, Tom called her to share the news, expecting her to visit the hospital like a normal grandparent. Instead, she took the spare key from our garage without asking and let herself into our home. Her mission to clean and prepare it for our return. I didn't know any of this as I lay in the hospital, counting Lily's breaths. My world was her heartbeat, the weight of her in my arms, the way Tom's smile mirrored mine. We stayed 2 nights, standard for a first-time mom, and when we finally pulled into our driveway, I felt a surge of relief. Home, our cozy 2-bedroom, with its mismatched throw pillows and the crib we'd spent hours assembling, was waiting, or so I thought. The front door creaked open, and my heart stopped. The living room looked like a tornado had hit. Furniture was rearranged, our couch shoved against the wall, the coffee table banished to a corner. My books, lovingly organized by genre, were stacked haphazardly on the floor. The kitchen counters were bare, my carefully labeled spice jars nowhere in sight. Upstairs, the nursery was worse. Lily's clothes, folded with care, were stuffed into a laundry basket. The diaper station I'd set up was dismantled, diapers scattered like confetti. "What the hell happened?" I whispered, clutching Lily tighter. Tom's jaw dropped, his eyes scanning the chaos. Then we saw the note on the fridge, written in Deborah's looping scrawl. "Your welcome house is ready for baby. Invoice for my time in the mail. Love, Deborah." Invoice. My blood ran cold. I handed Lily to Tom and tore through the house, my exhaustion morphing into rage. My grandmother's quilt, a heirloom I draped over the rocking chair, was folded and stuffed in a closet. My laptop, left open on my desk, was shut down, its files reorganized into folders I didn't recognize. Even the fridge was cleaned, half my groceries gone, deemed unhealthy by Deborah's standards. Tom called her while I sat on the couch, trembling. "Mom, what did you do?" he demanded, speakerphone echoing through the room. Deborah's voice was chipper, oblivious. "Oh, honey, I just helped. That house was a mess, clutter everywhere. No order. I spent hours making it perfect for Lily. You'll get my bill for the cleaning service. Family discount. Of course." "Bill," I snapped, unable to stay silent. "You broke into our home, Deborah. You moved everything." "Don't be dramatic, Sarah," she said, her tone sharpening. "You're a new mom. You need a clean space. I did you a favor." A favor? I hung up before I could say something I'd regret. Tom looked at me, torn between his mother's intentions and my fury. "She means well," he started, but I cut him off. "Means well, she violated our home. Tom, our home." The next day, the invoice arrived. $500 for professional cleaning and organization. I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. And then I cried. Lily wailed in her crib, sensing my distress. Tom tried to mediate, suggesting we pay to keep the peace, but I refused. This wasn't about money. It was about boundaries, trust, and the sanctity of the space we'd built for our daughter. I called Deborah, my voice steady despite the storm inside. You had no right to enter our home, I said. You don't get to decide what's best for us, and we're not paying you a cent. Her response was a masterclass in deflection. I was only helping. Sarah, you're too emotional right now, hormones. Probably. You'll thank me later. I didn't thank her. Instead, I changed the locks. Tom supported me, though I could see the guilt in his eyes. Deborah was his mother after all, but Lily was our daughter, and our home was ours. Days turned into weeks, and the tension lingered. Deborah didn't apologize. She sent texts, passive-aggressive jabs about how some people don't appreciate help. I ignored them, focusing on Lily, her first smile, her tiny coos. But every time I opened a drawer and couldn't find what I needed, or saw the empty space where my quilt should have been, the anger flared anew. Tom and I talked late into the night, trying to navigate this new reality. He admitted Deborah had always been controlling, but he'd never seen it as a problem until now. She's my mom, he said, voice breaking. But you and Lily are my family. I should have set boundaries sooner. We decided to confront her together, at a coffee shop, neutral ground. We sat across from Deborah. She looked smaller than I remembered, her confidence brittle. We need to talk about what happened, I said, keeping my tone calm. You crossed a line. Our home is our space, and you invaded it. Deborah's eyes narrowed. I was trying to help. You're making a big deal out of nothing. It's not nothing, Tom said, his voice firm. You didn't ask. You didn't respect our home. And sending a bill, Mom, that's not okay. For the first time, Deborah faltered. Her lips trembled, and she looked away. I just wanted to be part of this, she said quietly. I'm Lily's grandmother. I thought I was doing something good. Her words hit me harder than I expected. Beneath her arrogance, there was longing, a desire to belong, to matter. I thought of Lily, of the family we were building, and the kind of example I wanted to set. I took a deep breath. Deborah, we want you in Lily's life, I said, but you need to respect our boundaries. No more keys, no more surprises. If you want to help, ask. She didn't apologize, not outright, but she nodded. And for Deborah, that was a start. We didn't pay the invoice. Instead, we invited her to dinner a week later, a tentative olive branch. She came, held Lily, and for the first time, asked before rearranging the high chair. Our home is ours again, slowly returning to its familiar chaos. Lily's laughter fills the rooms, and Tom and I are learning to balance love and limits. Deborah's learning too, though it's a work in progress. I still find myself searching for things she moved, but I also find moments of grace, her smile when Lily grabs her finger, the way she hums old lullabies. This isn't a fairy tale. It's messy, human, and raw, but it's our story, and we're writing it one boundary, one forgiveness, at a time. What would you have done? Was I too harsh? Or was Deborah out of line? Share your thoughts, I'm listening. In